Something super important to me, and it may be important to you. You may be in the market as well, and that's for an electric dirt bike. But the mx5 is out and about, and it's looking stout. Coming in at a strong $4,700. That's tempting right now because the mx4 is $4,200. Now, if you know my background, a lot of you actually do know my background, but my background is motorcycles. Check it out. Had my GSX-R 750, my ZX-9R, and even tons of dirt bikes. That's my KAX 125 total rebuild. I'm a mechanic too, so a lot of it is definitely knowing what I'm getting myself into, especially with two strokes. That's the XC 250, by the way, KTM two-stroke. That's a monster of a bike. So that's my background, is definitely crotch rockets and dirt bikes. So saying that, being in the market for an electric dirt bike now that I've had my hands on electric e-bikes, electric scooters, like the Hulk, the electric moped, like my favorite bike right now that I'm riding, the Goat Power Bikes Power Goat. These bikes are awesome. But as I started this channel, what is it, a year and a half ago, 280 something videos ago, I want a dirt bike. I want an e-dirt bike. Not only for my own personal satisfaction, which is number one, take care of yourself first, but I want to take you all on some adventures as well off-road. But I need something electric, something that doesn't make a lot of noise. I kind of chat as I'm going around and showing you the history and talking about the bike. And the bike that's sticking out right now, boys and girls, is the Talaria Sting mx5. Now check this out. Coming in at $4,700 versus $4,200. It's 72 volts versus 60 volts on the mx4. The mx5 is also bolstering a 40 amp hour battery, which I'm kind of curious about. That seems decent. I was thinking 45 would probably be just the sweet spot on that. But apparently 220 millimeter disc on the brakes that are 3 millimeters thick now. And the calipers are huge, like giant, like monstrous. And it's DOT brake cylinders now on the bad boy. It's also got a regional braking throttle. What? This is crazy. Some of these upgrades, the display is now color, giving you green for eco, yellow for sport, and red for hyper mode. So you can see what mode you're in on the screen now as compared to the previous model on the MX4. It was just one color and you had to squint and see. There's a lot of upgrades on this bike. The power, the batteries, Samsung batteries, SOS batteries, that's a big deal. Really is. Tons and tons of upgrades. The suspension is upgraded. Look at that, it's just amazing. The bike looks amazing. The spokes are upgraded. The hubs are upgraded. For $500 more, it's got really, seriously, $3,000 worth of upgrades. So it'd be like buying an MX4, throwing, let's say, $3,000 into it, maybe even more, $7,200, or spend it $4,700 the way you want it, basically, probably, except for maybe stickers or handle grips and tires, maybe. And it's still going to be under warranty because you haven't messed with it. That's something to think about. So right now, the question I have for you all, boys and girls, is that a bike I should consider getting? Is that the next bike? Is that the dirt bike for the Colorado Adventure Channel? The dirt biking background that I have, the background in motorcycles in general, just the background in maintenance and fixing these things, whether electric or gas powered, I can pretty much fix them myself. I'm not a small guy. I don't weigh a lot, but I am tall. And I don't really want to go Ultra B or anything that size because I've had lots of bikes that size. My KX125 is probably that size of the Ultra B, I would guess. I want something small and nimble that I could get into like tight little areas. Check it out, 900 miles exactly on the Power Goat. That's pretty impressive. Look at that, on the banks of the Eagle River, right outside of Minturn, USA. That's Lions Head Rock up there, Cougar's Ridge, and Meadow Mountain, right along those railroad tracks here. They used to like take a lot of potatoes and onions and lettuce and stuff like that throughout some of the bigger cities, because this is where they grew it, out in the country, out in the mountains. We're in the middle of Colorado, right smack dab in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. It's beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, I want to show you all more beautiful places. And I've been able to on the Goat Power Bike's Power Goat, and now it's time to get an e-dirt bike. And right now the Talaria Sting mx5 at $4,700, just checking all the boxes, really seems to fit. And I've really been looking at the Raw Mantis, the Raw Mantis X, the Raw Mantis 72 volt. I've been looking, of course, at the Talaria Sting mx4 60 volt. I've been looking at the Sur-Ron, of course. They've got the Hyper version coming out now. Talaria also has the Dragon that they're coming out. It's 88 volts. I don't know if that's going to be a little bit too much on the heavy side. I'm looking for something light and nimble to get really to like these smaller tree areas and stuff throughout the entire state of Colorado, to show you some really cool places to perhaps get down these banks. And if I need to push the bike up, I could push the bike up, no problem. There's just a lot of advantages to having a small electric dirt bike like that. And not having to put any of the upgrades or anything like that on it is going to make it super, super easy for me. Coming at $4,700, I'm able to afford something in that price range as well. Hope you enjoyed the talk, the chat, whatever, because I know you're all probably thinking about it too. Otherwise, you wouldn't have even clicked on this stinking video. What are your thoughts? What are you all looking at getting? What do you think I should do? Should I wait a little bit longer, see what the Dragon's gonna do, what the Hyper's gonna do with Sur-Ron, what these other companies are gonna do? Because Goat Power Bikes is coming out with the Dirt Goat too, so there's that. Anyways, this is Chris from the Colorado Adventure Channel. Until our next adventure, peace.